All right, check this out, man. Here goes 5 more unwritten prison rules for y'all to follow to keep your ass out of harm's way. Number 1, no snitching, man. Don't be telling them police or the guards nothing. I mean, you would think that shit was self-explanatory, but I mean, it seems like a lot of folks get that shit twisted in some ways. You know, at the end of the day, man, we all criminals in here some way or another. So it's like a us against them mentality at all times. You know what I'm saying? Let them do their job. You know, don't be trying to help them out or anything like that, like you on their side, because that's a surefire way to get the biggest target put on your back and a green light put on your head. And what's even crazier is the police, they don't even like and respect the snitches at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? They'll use you up till you can't be used no more and then move on to the next rat. Look, number 2, don't be talking to them COs or guards when you all by yourself neither. Make sure somebody else in there with you, man, so they can overhear, whatever conversation it is so it can't be perceived as you snitching. You see, dudes tend to get real leery when they see somebody off to the side or caught up in some type of private conversation having little shits and giggles with the police. I mean, this is basically a precaution for yourself, so you don't want nobody to even be thinking you might be telling on something. So it's always best to have somebody else present just so they could verify, if need be, what was being said to the officers. That's just a word of advice. Number 3, make a mental note, man, and always be aware that everybody's not your friend, That being said, though, everybody's not your enemy either. Unfortunately, man, this is a place where a constant reevaluation of folks is necessary, often. And you in a huge melting pot of personalities and lost souls. A lot of folks, they don't mean you no good. But yet some, they don't mean you no harm either. You see, your judgment and character gauge got to be working overtime at all times. Because, people will try to take advantage of you in any way that they can if you let them. Number 4, just know and realize, man, that prison is always consistently inconsistent. So take everything in stride, do one day at a time. The quicker you learn that fact, the better off you'll be. Matter of fact, man, make you a routine yourself, and stick to it as much as possible. Just know things can and most usually do change up often and through no fault of your own, and you can't do shit about that. So, you just gotta roll with it, man, and don't stress out. Number 5, stay in your own lane. And that simply means, man, only worry about what applies to you. That's what's taught by guys that was doing time a whole lot longer than I have. I mean, you got to learn that this shit is like a subculture of sort. And each and every prison got its own way of flowing. You know what I mean? Learn how to adapt and deal with the things that matter. Everything ain't for everybody, man. That's a big fact. So all in all, man, these just a few more rules that you ought to learn and find out if you ever find yourself getting caught up in this type of environment. And just so you know, man, if it sounds like you're gonna have a hard time following these simple instructions, I suggest you stay the fuck out of prison.